call me too long I can see. Why must it be that only when we move and those I know we call home? Why don't we call before we lose our way to count our blessings and thinking while we wait? We call on you when no one else will answer. We ask of him a reason to go on. When a cup of joy becomes a cup of sorrow, filled to the brim, we call on him. Why don't we call before we lose our way to count our blessings and thinking while we wait?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Spiritualist Church. Thank you for all being here and coming through the sweltering heat that is today. But I'm glad you're all here today. So we're going to start off with a meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Feel free to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Take another deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it for as long as you want. Ready, you can let it out. Allow your body to relax. Allow your mind to let go. Let go of any stress from the week. Focus on your breath, breathing in normally and breathing out normally. Picture yourself breathing in love and breathing out love. Remember, there's no wrong way to meditate. it out through the mouth. Slowly come back into the present moment, into your body, back into the church. And you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. All right, go ahead and stand. We're going to sing Exhale. You can grab your songbook and turn to page 8. It's okay to not be okay. This is a safe place. This is a safe place. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. There's still hope here. There's still hope here. No matter what you've done or who you are. Everyone is welcome in His arms. Just let go. There's love around you. Hold you close. Get lost in the surrender. Breathe in until your heart breaks. And exhale. Exhale. Tear down the walls. Only you can. Only you can. Reconcile this heart to yours. Right now, God. Right now. Just let go. There's love around you. You know. Get lost in the surrender. Breathe in until your heart breaks. Exhale. Exhale. Breathe in your grace. Breathe in your grace. And exhale. Oh God, we do not exist for us, but to share your grace and love. And exhale. Oh God, breathe in your grace. Breathe in your grace. And exhale. Oh God, we do not exist for us, but to share your grace and love. Exhale. Just let go. There's love around you. Hold you close. Get lost in the surrender. Breathe in until your heart breaks. Exhale. Exhale. All right, it's now time for our speaker. Please welcome Jodi Votel.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jodi.
Well, thank you for the healing service this morning to the healers And thank you for your healing. Today felt like I was in a flotation tank. I always love your sound healings, Pastor Shane. Thank you. Okay, so happy Sunday. Thanks for coming in from the heat. I was really glad to hear that it was AC. Patty told me she was cold last time. She brought a jacket, so I knew we would be good today. Now I'm excited. The last time I was here, I talked about how many That's what I like to see, I said. You just died, and your main concern is for your family. That's good stuff right there. You looked at me with fascination. To you, I didn't look like God. I just looked like some man, or possibly a woman, some vague authority figure maybe, more of a grammar school teacher than the Almighty. Don't worry, I said. They'll be fine. Your kids will remember you as perfect in every way. They didn't have time to grow contempt for you. Oh, gets me every time. Let's see. Your wife will cry on the outside, but will be secretly relieved. To be fair, your marriage was falling apart. If it's any consolation, she'll feel very guilty for feeling relieved. Oh, you said. So what happens now? Do I go to heaven or hell or something? Neither, I said. You'll be reincarnated. Ah, you said. So the Hindus were right. All religions are right in their own way, I said. Walk with me. You followed along as we strode through the void. Where are we going? Nowhere in particular, I said. It's just nice to walk while we talk. So what's the point then, you asked? When I get reborn, I'll just be a blank slate, right? A baby, so all my experiences and everything I did in this life won't matter? Not so, I said. You have within you all the knowledge and experiences of all your past lives. You just don't remember them right now. I stopped walking and took you by the shoulders. Your soul is more magnificent, beautiful, and gigantic than you can possibly imagine. A human mind can only contain a tiny fraction of what you are. It's like sticking your finger in a glass of water to see if it's hot or cold. You put a tiny part of yourself into the vessel, and when you bring it back out, you've gained all the experiences it had. So, you've been a human for the last 48 years. You haven't stretched out yet and felt the rest of your immense consciousness. If we hung out here for long enough, you'd start remembering everything. But there's no point in doing that between each life. How many times have I been reincarnated then? Oh, lots. Lots and lots. And into lots of different lives, I said. This time around, you'll be a Chinese peasant girl in 540 AD. Wait, what? I stammered. You're sending me back in time? Well, I guess technically time is You asked me, why do all this? Because someday you will become like me. Because that's what you are. You are one of my kind. You are my child. Whoa. You mean I'm a god? No. Not yet. You're a fetus. You're still growing. Once you've lived every human life throughout all time, you will have grown enough to be born. So the whole universe, you said? It's just an egg, I answered. Now it's time for you to move on to your next life, and I sent you on your way. That's a lot, right? Because now what I just said was time doesn't exist, okay? And so there's, like, when you're not in a body, when you're not in a physical body, there's no such thing as time. So a past life could be just, what about because, like, right now is kind of a anxious time, right? Like, emotions, everything's high. Like, you know, we're getting wound up. Like the culture that's around us, if we're going to pay attention to the more density, the dense culture, the politics, the news, you know, that kind of stuff. It's about trying to get us to be afraid, trying to get us to look at each other and not trust each other, helping us not have compassion for one another. It's very polarizing. So here we are. Now the idea is now we're interacting with ourselves. So think of the person that is bothering you the most right now. It could be a family member. Could be somebody you work with, could be a neighbor. Okay, think of that person. Do you know they're doing the best they can? Somebody said that to me like 25, 30 years ago. Everybody's doing the best they can. And I was like, whoa. I've been thinking about it for 30 years. People, are they really doing the best they can? That really is the best that person can do? Yes, that is the best thing. Can they do better? Maybe. But why are we worried about them? Right? It's like every time we're pointing a finger, there's three pointing back at us. And how nice that we have all these fingers so that we can go, oh, hey, maybe let's look at ourselves. So it's about really believing that everybody's doing the best they can, and they're all in the place that they're at, okay? And it is influenced by when they were born, what was happening when they were born, who raised them, what kind of experiences they had. Like, we don't know anything about anyone, okay? Even the person you're married to, What you know is your idea of that person. You don't know anything about that person. You're not them. Okay? So it's just you. It's you. Okay? We don't know anybody else, so how can we decide whether somebody's right or wrong, or whether somebody's good or bad, or whether they're contributing or not? How do we decide? Who are we to decide? Judge or, like what, judge not or you be judged. Judge not or you be judged, right? I mean, there is a lot to that. But, as Patty and I talked on the way in, we can discern. Okay? So there'll be a difference between discerning what feels good for you versus judging what you're seeing around you, right? The only thing we get to judge is what's right for us. What's right for us. So it's up to us to now discern, right? What is right for us. Okay, so the coolest thing. How many people have heard about generational differences? Okay, great. All right, so I've got about 50-50 right now. This is exciting and fun. You guys are gonna love this. And you can go home and read more about it. I had done a talk years and years and years ago about generational differences. And I had passed out a handout at the time, and a woman put it in her purse and just went on her way. And I really honestly, I can't tell you how long, I think it was at least a couple of years. And she came up to me and she goes, I was at the airport and I had a long layover, so I decided to clean out my purse, and I found this handout that you gave me on generational differences, and I started reading it. And I realized, oh my gosh, that's why my mom is the way she is. That's why my kid is the way he is. So, and it doesn't explain everything, but like when I was talking last week, like all the lifetimes that we live in a lifetime, there's a book called Passages, and I know I mentioned it, and I didn't really get to give any excerpts from it, but it's basically like we're all gonna have like certain, like similar experiences in phases of our lives. So 1 to 10, all the people are gonna have similar experiences. They're gonna be growing bones, they're gonna be interacting with their world, they're going to be playing, right? And then we get into our 20s and we're learning, we're becoming adults. We get into our 30s, maybe now we're, learning about having children. So, but like each phase has like a thing, like a collective thing that we all learn. So like that, generations all kind of have a similarity. Now, it doesn't mean everybody's exactly the same, that's not the point. But they all have kind of similar characteristics based on the time they were born. So, this is fun. Okay, does anybody know, or is anybody here born, is 1945, or before that? Okay, so that generation is called the Builders. Okay? The next generation is called the baby boomers, and that's roughly 46 to 64. 46 to 64, okay. We next have Generation X, which is roughly 65 to 69. Any Gen Xers? All right. Yay, it's okay. We won't pick on any one of us. Next is Gen Y, 1980 to 1994. Wait, what did I, Gen X? Okay, so we did Gen X, 65 to 79. 79. Oh, I didn't do Gen X. Who's Gen X? We got 65 to 79. All right, next is Gen Y, which is 80 to 94. Gen Y. This is great. We have representatives from everyone so far. Gen Z, 95 to 2009. Right. Okay, and oh my God, this is so exciting because they've named it Gen Alpha. That's 2010 to 2024. Yay! We even have an alpha. This is so great. Look how diverse we are. What a great group. If we, as a congregation, communicate, we would learn to love each other. We have loved every single generation. This is so cool. Okay, now the characteristics of each generation. This is so fun. Okay, so there's not a lot about Gen Alpha, but let's do Alpha first because I'm going to go to a different chart. So Alpha, their social markers. So like the social markers for, and we'll just go through the social markers for context. Builders, World War II. Baby boomers, moon landing, 1969. And there's more. This is just a really simplified chart. Gen X, stock market crash of 87. Gen Y, September 11th. Gen Z is GFC. I don't even know what that is. 2008? Oh, the financial thing that happened in 08. Yeah. Great financial crisis. See, you know it because you lived it. That was your thing. Okay. And then Gen Alpha, COVID-19.
What happened to the millennials?
Millennials.
They're Gen Y.
Gen Y. September 11th.
Okay.
All right. Now we'll go to my other chart. Okay. So, and it's interesting, the aspirations of each generation, okay? Builders, home ownership. Boomers, job security. Gen X, work-life balance. Gen Y, freedom and flexibility. Gen Z, security and stability. Attitude toward career. This is interesting because when you have a mixed workforce, right? Attitude toward career. Builders, jobs are for life. Baby boomers, organizational careers are defined by employers. Gen X, early portfolio careers, loyal to a profession, but not necessarily an employer. Gen Y, digital entrepreneurs, works with organizations, not for them. And Gen Z, career multitaskers, will move seamlessly between organizations and pop-up businesses. They don't, and here's the reason why, is because there was a time when companies had pensions, and you worked your whole life for that company, and you got your pension, and you got your gold watch, and your clock, and you were good to go. But then what happened? We saw, like my generation, saw our grandparents and our parents get laid off right before they were supposed to collect that pension. And we're like, wait, just a minute. You know, so like the trust towards authority figures diminishes as the generations get younger because the authority figures have proven themselves not to be trustworthy. Whoa, imagine that. So, all right, and then I thought leadership style was really, okay, communication preference. And I really encourage you, go check this out. And if there's somebody you want to understand better, check it, find out how old they are, and go read about where their mental boundaries are, okay? Everybody's doing the best they can based on where they came from, how they were indoctrinated into our culture. Maybe they're from a whole other culture. Geez, now I'm only talking about America. What if somebody came from Japan or India or the Middle East? Now we're dealing with a whole different set of cultures, a whole different set of expectations and experiences that, again, we don't know anything about. So how can we possibly judge those either, right? So, okay, just a couple more nuggets here. Communication preference. You can already guess this one, okay, ready? The builders are face-to-face. The baby boomers are face-to-face, ideally telephone or email if required. Gen X, email and text messages. No, please don't call me. Next one, Gen Y, text or social media. So now you just DM me. And Gen Z, handheld or integrated into clothing communication devices. So really interesting. And then let me go back to the leadership thing, because the way that their leadership style, all right, maturists, and again, this isn't to like controlling. The maturists are controlling. That's the style. Boomers, direct. Clipboard and coffee, they direct. That's why they're really good at telling everybody stuff, right? And let's see, the Gen X are coordinating. They like to coordinate instead of like being in charge. They want to be in the middle of it. They want to be coordinating it. Gen Y are guiding. Their leadership style is to guide the people around them, not tell them what to do. Gen Z, empowering. Empowered the circle to do their thing. I'm going to stand over here and watch you guys do your thing, and they do it right? And then let's see, Alpha are inspiring. They inspire the group. So now think about the people you work with, or the people you've been raised by. Were they controlling? Were they authoritative? Were they collaborative? Now you can kind of understand a little bit of why. It's just kind of to an extent, it's the way that things were at the time. It's the messaging, it was the indoctrination at the time. It's whatever was happening at that time that person was forming all of their experiences and their life experiences, and it continues to form. So, my point being, like, get curious. Get curious about the people who, why don't you, what is it that's putting you off about that person or that idea? And get curious about it. Seek to understand it. There was a TV interview that I saw, and it was Trevor Noah. If anybody hasn't read his book, it's called Born a Crime. Yes! So good. Born a Crime. He was born during apartheid in Africa by a white mother and a black father, and he was illegal. He couldn't even exist. So, Born a Crime. Anyway, he had a negotiator on, and he was interviewing that negotiator, and he said, what is the secret to getting people to agree? And they said, the negotiator said, find a commonality. Is there something that you have in common? And then build from there, So what might I have in common with Uncle Ernie that you never talk politics with, right? So what do I have in common with Uncle Ernie that maybe I could talk to him about that and maybe understand him more through that common thing that we have? And maybe I don't even have to broach the topics that we are polarized on. Maybe I just find out enough about that person to understand them better, so I don't have to judge them. Just love them and be compassionate and understand that they're doing the best that they can do, where they are. So as we go into this, as we head towards November, and we've got a lot of messages coming at us, and a lot of encouragement to find ways that we can divide ourselves from others. Let's just dip down into our hearts a little bit and find that compassion and find that curiosity about who that person is and what their experiences have been, so we can understand how they're doing the best that they can do. And then you keep doing your best. It's really honestly about how you're showing up in every minute. It doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing. It doesn't matter what car you drove here. It doesn't matter what house you're living in. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much you weigh or how tall you are. None of it matters. Doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter where you were born. It just matters how you show up right now. How are you showing up? That's the only thing that matters. When you get to when we're done here, what's going to matter is how are we in all these moments? Really, the only thing that matters is right now. That's it. So be here now. Show up for yourself. Be who you want to be. Be the best version of yourself. Maybe we'll talk about BBOY next time. And I just thank you so much for this time.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's go over some of our schedule, some things that are coming up. We have our spiritual growth circles on Mondays at 6:30.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
We're starting the circles tonight. It's going to be led by me and Patty. And everybody in there that's been in a circle with them, would you raise your hand just so other people can ask you about it? You too. And they're just a lot of fun. That's all I wanted you to know is that come, it's an experience that'll help you.
Did you say tonight?
It's
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Am I saying it?
You said tonight.
I did?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm ready to go, you guys. Wait,
Yeah, don't show
it's
up tonight.
tomorrow. Gonna be hot too. But please come. These are like how Jodi and other people learned how to open up their psychic abilities. That's not really the point of the class, but that's what'll happen if you stay long enough. Thank you for letting me chime in. Come on in, you guys. We're gonna be out here.
We have our Psychic and Healing Fair October 13th. And then October 4th, we're going to set up our De los Muertos altar. So it's just us gathering together. We set up an altar. Feel free to bring, and you can feel free to bring pictures of your loved ones or any thing you want to add to the altar for that. And that'll be on October 4th. There's no cost to that. We just set up the altar so that it's up for the whole month of October. But we did it last year. It was great. So, and then our Psychic and Healing Fair is October 13th. And then we're going to have a fundraiser for the church, which is a dinner and a movie. We're going to watch Coco on November 1st, which is actually De los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And we're going to have a Mexican dinner inspired by Coco, and it's only $40 for a ticket, which includes the movie and food, and we also have a $75 VIP ticket, if you want to be a VIP, and that'll include like a gift and special things. So, but it's all just a fundraiser for the church, so thank you so much. Now it's time for our love offering. So if it's monetary, you can hold it between your hands. If you need to do it electronically through Venmo or PayPal, the instructions are in your program. And if you just want to send good vibes or energy to the church, just hold that in your mind's eye as we repeat the affirmation together 3 times together that's printed in your program. Divine love in me blesses this offering and increases my consciousness of peace and prosperity in all my affairs. Divine love in me blesses this offering and increases my consciousness of peace and prosperity in all my affairs. Divine love in me blesses this offering and increases my consciousness of peace and prosperity in all my affairs. Our ushers, Cam and Patrick, will be coming around. return to each person 1,000-fold what they've given here today. Allow our church to grow and prosper. Amen.
Amen.